And so on another topic, almost a year ago, the world was watching as the U.S. withdrew from Afghanistan. People who had aided the U.S. struggled to get on those last flights out of Kabul. In the wake of that, you started the Afghan Rescue Project, which I'd like you to get to. But in that moment when you were watching that withdrawal, what emotions did that stir up in you?
Lots of emotions. I mean, look, it was. I intellectually understood that that day was probably going to come for a while, and I had publicly said that we had been in Afghanistan longer than we should be, and that it was time to leave. But it still is an entirely different thing to see, a place where there were a lot of people there still that I care about, and even people I don't know there who I care about, who did a lot for our country and who we made promises to, who were having a real hard time getting out. And to see everything, so much of what we had fought to achieve there, not all, because we accomplished some things, but the girls that were able to go to school, the pieces, I'm not going to say full democracy, but the pieces of democracy that were in place, to see them devolve and to see people as horrible as the Taliban take over was pretty awful. What that changed into for me when I got really involved with Afghan evacuation efforts was going from something that was triggering to something that was newly traumatic. I mean, the experience of, trying to get people out of that country, which we've been very successful, but there's a lot of people left. It's been very difficult.
And what has been the most challenging and the most rewarding part of the Afghan Rescue Project? And have you been able to find success, in the year since those last flights were leaving?
The most rewarding part has been that we've saved about 2,000 lives, which is, probably the most important thing I've ever done. And it's kind of surreal to wrap your mind around. And that includes some people that I know personally, and to be able to be a part of that, it's impossible to explain, and it's very emotional, and I'm very grateful for it. The hardest part is that there's tens of thousands of more people there who deserve to be out, and who our country promised we'd have their back because they had ours, and that people like me promised them that, because that's what we believed was going to happen. And that's very difficult emotionally to deal with, because I love my country and I don't like feeling like it is not living up to its promises. And that's how I feel about this.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that there's more the U.S. could have done to get people out sooner, or, even since that time to help people out? Because I think the issue has sort of faded from the public's attention.
I don't spend a lot of time thinking about what the U.S. could have done, because to me at this point, that's politics, and that's fine. There's plenty of things where I think about the politics of it. This just isn't one of them. But there's more we can be doing every single day, and should be doing every single day. And I guess I just leave it there. Yeah, it continues, but it should continue at a greater pace.
Have you been able to get people out of Afghanistan, say, in the last 6 months?
Yeah, I mean, it's continuing, but it's nowhere near the pace that it should be.